What's happening, Celtic family? I hope you're all doing well out there. Listen, if you could smash that subscribe button and give us a wee thumbs up while you're at it, it would be greatly appreciated. Thanks.
Celtic! We are the best team in Glasgow! And we call it always Europe!
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Listen, thank you to everybody who is still downloading Boys in the Green and still sending me messages and everything else. It's been absolutely amazing, the support that I've been getting through this and the support that the song's been getting. It's really heartwarming. I absolutely love all the messages and everything you're sending. It's really much appreciated. But remember, we are donating all the proceeds made from this song to the Celtic FC Foundation. If you have not downloaded the song yet, please head over to any sort of music platform that you've got, give it a download, and as I said, all the proceeds will go to the Celtic FC Foundation. But listen, I was going to come on here on Wednesday, but I didn't get round to it. It was getting a wee bit too late after the Dundee game. Not only that, I've had problems, as some have said in the comment section, with the audio. What happened there was I actually bought a brand new mic. The mic didn't work, so I was using an old one. So the new one has still not arrived yet. It will be arriving soon. So you'll stop getting all this crackling and up and down and volume. So I'm using the old faithful, the earbuds just now. So, and then I was working Thursday and Friday. So it's been madness. This YouTube shit doesn't pay me anything right now. So I have to work my ass off. But listen, let's talk and let's go over and let's have a wee look at the goals from Wednesday night, because some of these goals, in fact all of these goals, were unbelievable, and it's so good to see Celtic taking a crack and taking a shot from outside the box and not trying to just sort of walk the ball into the back of the net. But let's have a look back at some of these goals.
Floats it to the far post and it's headed by Trusty. He's penalised. I can't help feeling sometimes with referees, they just see bodies on the ground and then they just take the easy option, because again it could go either way in terms of the foul. Yeah. So the referee is going to come back out and we suspect he's going to point to the penalty spot, and indeed he has penalised Engels, and he puts it beyond Carson. Powerful low to the right hand side. And Celtic have the lead. It's Celtic 1, Dundee now. Celtic come again, it's threaded through into the box for Adamida. Stabs a goal, was it saved? There's a chance for Jota, it's saved again, but the goalkeeper Ida! It's blasted into the back of the net! Adamida! Here he goes again! My, how can we resist him? It's Celtic 2, Dundee now. Surges forward again, just checks his run. Taylor's in space again in this inside left channel, walks it out wide. Jota dances over the ball, cuts inside, still Jota curls into the far post looking for Maida. It's a wonderful goal, another assist from Jota, another goal from Dyson Maida. Wonderful play from Celtic, and it's 3-0. Always at the corner flag, plays it towards Taylor. Well, that's brilliant football from Celtic. Hatate back to Jota, to McGregor, and Celtic from the tightest of angles have worked their way forward. And listen to the fans, they are enjoying this football. Yeah, nice play. Here comes Celtic again. Engels plays it forward into the path of Maida. A chance for number 4. Oh, what a goal! Oh, there's a wonder goal! It started to the corner flag of the Celtic end. It ends up in the back of the Dundee net. Dyson Maida with his second goal of the night, and that is just pure, beautiful, inventive football. Celtic 4, Dundee now. Sensational all round. Celtic pick up the loose ball again. Hatate just rolls it to Taylor, edge of the box. Knocks it across to Engels. He deserves a goal for his efforts tonight. Oh, he scored! He's already had one from the penalty spot, but that is absolutely top draw. It went in off crossbar with 20 minutes to go. Well, he usually scored from 12 yards out, but tonight he scored from about 25 yards out. 2 goals for Engels, 5 goals for Celtic. Schlupp moves forward, stabs it out wide to the left hand side. McCown works it on. Maida gets the ball again. Bernardo's in space. Well, you almost have to count both sets of players because you think Celtic will get more players on the pitch just the way they're moving. And it's a chance. Oh! Nicholas Kuhn! Anything Dyson Maida can do, I can do as well. His 17th goal of the season. What a goal, what a finish. There was nothing Trevor Carson could do. And Celtic lead by 6 goals to 0.
So what a performance, what an absolute performance on Wednesday night. It was so good to see. Remember, this is Dundee, who we really struggled to break down at Dens Park. We really struggle. It's always going to be different when you go to Celtic Park. Celtic always up the ante and they always find it a wee bit easier when they're at Celtic Park and they're in the front of their own crowd. But Dundee, we really did struggle to sort of break them down. They kind of kept a lot very compact and made it really tough for Celtic to find a way. I know we scored 3 goals, but even at that, we were incredibly wasteful in front of goal that game. But taking nothing away from Dundee, I thought at Dens Park, I thought Dundee were brilliant. I thought they defended really well. They hit Celtic off the break, and it worked for them. But let's be honest, they just didn't stand a chance there on Wednesday night from start to finish. Celtic with a high press. The pace, the way they were playing their football so fast, that one-touch football that Celtic seem to be playing right now is absolutely beautiful. It's stunning to watch, and long may it continue. There's a lot of individual performances throughout that game, but as a collective, as a whole, it was very tight, it was very structured. The high press was so good to watch. Breaking the lines, Celtic just breaking the lines with this one-touch football is just, it makes it so hard for any team to come to Celtic Park and play against us and try and get a result against us when we play like that. And obviously we've got Bayern Munich to play next Wednesday. I know Dundee and Bayern Munich are completely different, but with Celtic, if Celtic can play that same sort of similar style, obviously they're going to have to sort of rethink. They're going to have a lot less of the ball, so therefore we know that we're going to have to sit back, defend a wee bit. Even at Celtic Park, against a great side like Bayern Munich, you know that you're not going to have as much of the ball as you do domestically. But that one-touch football and the speed of play and the high press, even Bayern Munich at home to Celtic will struggle with that. They'll find that very hard to play against. So, but listen, take nothing away from Dundee. I thought they came to Celtic Park, they were set up well. They set up the way they would normally set up. They played with the low block, but they just could not put up with the intensity from Celtic. It was just relentless, and every goal was unbelievable. But we've got to pick a couple, the likes of Dyson Maeda. I mean, come on, the guy just, I think, is getting better and better all the time. He's a guy, and I'm going to be completely honest, he's a guy that when he first came to Celtic, I never ever faulted his work rate. I thought his work rate was unbelievable, but I remember I used to always sit and say he just runs about like a headless chicken, and still to this day he does, but there's a purpose behind it. But when he first came, I didn't really realise what he was doing, but he was absolutely phenomenal. His first goal, if that wasn't good enough, getting into that pocket of space, and what a ball in by Jota. That's where you want it. If you're going to float a ball in anywhere, that's where you want your forward line, your wingers or your striker to be running into that area. Jota put a beautiful ball into that area, and Dyson Maeda finishing it with his head. What a goal. So nice. Obviously Dyson's second goal, I believe that was the third goal when Dyson, his second goal, or third or fourth, I can't remember. There were so many goals, there's so much going on in that game, it's hard to remember. But when Dyson, first of all, listen, the build-up play from that, when we were in our own corner, back at our corner flag, for them to play that ball out. I think it started with Jota on to Greg Taylor, was it? Greg Taylor to Hatate back to Jota, then out to Callum McGregor, into Arne Engels, and the ball from Arne Engels is just inch perfect. I know a lot of people could say he got lucky because the defender didn't but it was just, the defender made a good run in trying to get that, but the ball was just inch perfect into Daisen Maeda. And the first thing I'm thinking that he's going to do is, Adam Ida's on the left hand side, and I think even Adam Ida, if you go back and you look at it, he's waiting for the ball. He expects the ball to get to him, and Daisen Maeda does this loft, just a lob over the top, almost like a Henrik Larsson. And as I said this in the game against Motherwell with his header, that it was like he hung in the air for his header like Henrik Larsson. Now, I'm not saying there's nobody, let's just get this right, there was nobody close to Henrik. Not for me anyway, there was nobody close to Henrik. But it's that kind of way, and the way that he just lobs it over the keeper. And even, as I says, I think Adam Ida is waiting for the ball. But if you go back and you look at it, there's a close-up, sort of semi-close-up of Adam Ida, and he's just got this big smile on his face as if to say, I can't believe he's pulled that off. But what a goal. What a goal. Unreal. Really good to see the new boy come in, Jeffrey Schlupp. Really good to see him come on. He didn't have too much to do in the game, but what he done, he looked nice and tight. He looked like he's a big presence. He looks like he's a strong, physical guy. And I think that he's a good signing. I think he is a really good signing. Now, I know I've said in a video before when I went on about the transfer, and I stick by everything I said. And I know there's a few people in my comments that said, you must be eating your words now, we don't need another striker. I'm not eating my words at all. I 100% believe that Celtic still need another striker. I am still annoyed that Celtic let Kyogo go and didn't fill that position. And if I think, if you look at Brendan Rodgers in his press conference a couple of press conferences ago, he could tell that he was frustrated that Celtic, he obviously gives them a target, he tells them what he wants, and they didn't come up with the goods. And I'm not going to keep on going about the transfer market. So it's exactly what Brendan Rodgers said. It is what it is. It's happened now. We've got what we've got. We move forward. And it's true. We do move forward. And we can put certain people into that area. So maybe it's not as a massive deal, but it's definitely a position that most Celtic supporters definitely expected us to do a bit of business in that area after selling our best striker Kyogo, and I believe that Brendan Rodgers expected the same. And if Celtic board keep on behaving like that, or not giving Brendan what he wants, it is unfortunate, and Brendan will go after these 3 years. But I'd see a lot of people saying they think Brendan will go before his 3 years. I don't believe so. I don't believe he will walk out before his 3 years. He knows that when he left the last time, he left a really bitter taste in the supporters' mouth by leaving the way that he left before. I don't believe he'll leave again. I would like to see Brendan stay at Celtic. I would like him to renew a contract, but I do not believe he will renew or even think about renewing another contract if he is not back in the summer. And definitely if he's not back next January transfer window. But I would say the summer is a big one. If he gets the backing, and I believe he should. I mean, listen, people can say what they want about Brendan, and I understand he's left a bitter taste in a lot of supporters' mouths. Even up until now, they're just really struggling to forgive the way that he walked out. And I get it. I was one of them people. Then he came back. I could see what he was doing and the style of football he was playing, and I believed he deserved another chance. So I'm not upset at Brendan anymore. And it's funny how football can do that. 1 minute you're just not happy that they're coming back, and you won't forgive them, and you'll never forgive them, and then a season passes and you've forgiven them. But that's not to say that all Celtic supporters feel like that, and I absolutely understand that, totally get it. And if you are that person that still can't sort of forgive him for the way that he left, I totally get it. But he is a great manager, and he knows what he's doing, he knows what he wants, and he really will help Celtic do great things and really push forward in Europe. So I hope that this summer that the board really get behind them and really listen. Before I say anything else, I know it's not just as plain simple as Brendan says he wants this one, he wants this one, he wants this one, and you're expected to go and get them. It doesn't work like that, I get it. But Brendan obviously gave sort of perfectly reasonable sort of order saying, we've sold Kyogo, so therefore go and find me another striker. This is who I am interested in, this is who I want, please go and do what you've got to do to get this person. And they never got it over the line, and you can tell he is a bit frustrated by that. But as he says, let's move on, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. But before I completely move on from that, I got a few comments in some of the videos. I do like putting these comments up, it gets you involved in it more. And let's see what some of you have got to say, and let's see if I agree, I disagree, or whatever. And that's the thing, guys, I always say this, the comment section's for that. We've all got different opinions. You don't need to come on the comment section and be an arsehole about it, as some people have been. Just come on and have a conversation and we can discuss things. But we're all Celtic supporters, and we all have either see things the same way or we don't. We see them differently, and that's fine. But let's have a look at some of your comments. So we've got a comment here from FreeMind409, and it says, the positives are we have one cup in the bag, almost certain of another, the league. In the Champions League knockout stages, bringing in millions, made money during the January transfer window. All that's left for the treble really is the Scottish Cup, and I for one wouldn't throw millions at that. So for me, it puts the club in a fantastic financial position, unlike many other clubs, and I believe the summer window will bring in players, and I also think some will go. I would never keep someone who wants to go regardless. Listen, FreeMind409, thank you very much for your comment. I really do appreciate you getting involved in the channel, and I agree, we are financially in an amazing position. We were financially in an amazing position before the January transfer window, but I do understand what you're saying, and I do agree with what you're saying. What I don't agree with is I would never keep someone who wants to go regardless. I would, if it meant that we are going to be a lesser of a squad or not as strong. And I understand what you're saying. Kyogo wanted to leave, so why would you keep him? Because you're just down tools. That's fine. So why did we keep Daniel Cummins? Daniel Cummins wants to leave, but they didn't sell him. He wants to go. He has made it more than known that he wants to leave the club, but we didn't let him leave. Why? You're right in what you're saying. If there's somebody there who doesn't want to be at the club, let them go. Because they are going to be no use to you. They're not going to be happy there. So I totally understand that with Kyogo. He wanted to go, but a big player like that, and that's the thing, people say, well, Daniel Cummins, he's not as big player as Kyogo. You're fucking damn right he's not. So why let Kyogo go? And Kyogo is under contract with you. So therefore you can say, look, we understand you want to leave. We totally get it, Kyogo, but right now, you know, this is not the time for us right now. You're under contract here. I understand that you want to go and we want you to be happy, but you have to stay at this point in time because we're in the Champions League, as you said. We're in the Champions League. We're in the Scottish Cup still. We're trying to get this league over the line. We're on for a treble. We could really do with you until the summer, and then we'll get you the move. But listen, it is what it is. He has gone, and that's fine. And as people have said to me in the comment section, are you eating your words? A wee bit, maybe. Maybe I am eating my words a wee bit because maybe we don't need them as much as we thought we do. But listen, FreeMind409, thank you very much for your comment, mate. I appreciate it. Let's move on to old Git67. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you for getting in touch. Let's see what you've got to say. If we can dismiss our disappointment, getting Jota and Sloop in is good business. Plus KT on a pre-contract is also very good business. But not to get a striker in this window while letting our best go is nothing but shambolic. Brendan Rodgers is not to blame, but he'll get the flack. To me, the board are frankly pathetic. Look, I absolutely understand what you're saying. I think getting Jota, Sloop and KT back is a good bit of business, and you're right, we've got Jota and we've got Sloop back. Right now we don't have KT back, so it is good business. It is getting him on a pre-contract, because we know what we've got to look forward to in the summer, but he's not right back right now. So getting Sloop in was the best bet to cover that position over that period of time and get us through to the end of the season. So yes, you're absolutely right. And saying that the board are frankly pathetic, I get what you're saying, I get the frustration. I think that a lot of Celtic supporters are just frustrated because it happens every single year. We just seem to not learn. We keep on saying every transfer window we'll learn from this, but we don't. And so I totally understand what you're saying. I think there's probably a lot of Celtic supporters out there who echo that the board just need to be on it a wee bit more, because let's be honest, don't blame everything on the board. They've actually made some really good signings over the years, but I get what you're saying. We're getting sick and tired of this sort of last minute deals. We do it every January or every summer as well. It seems to be last minute deals and things are just not organised. But hopefully with this Tisdale coming in, I know this was his first sort of transfer window with Celtic. Didn't make a great impression, but maybe that's just teething problems, and the summer will be better. So let's look and find out what happens in the summer. Joe Gillespie, thank you very much, my man, for getting involved in the channel. Really appreciate it. This is what you've got to say. Did we really expect much? Jota and KT are great to get back. Sloop, I'll hold verdict on. We needed a striker so he has time to adapt to the team for next season. Aye. Maeda and Ida and Kenny can play up front. Kenny's still young and Ida hasn't got my confidence in him yet. If any of them get injured, then we are in trouble. We are clear in the league, but we should still be strengthening and looking at Munich as a game we could win and get some quality in to help. But typical Celtic are too comfy the now, so we close the purse and ride out the rest of the season. Just hope this doesn't bite us in the ass and we can see this season out well and clear. Listen, Joe, I am with you, my man. I absolutely get it. I know what you're saying about we can play Maeda and Ida up front. Kenny can play up front. Kenny's still young and Ida hasn't quite got your confidence. For me, I'm totally with you on the whole Ida thing. I get it, and I'm with you on Kenny as well. Kenny's a young guy, he hasn't got much experience, but I think Brendan's came out and he said now that he's going to start playing Kenny a wee bit more and really sort of push him forward within this team, give him the experience and let him go out there and do his thing. He came on against Dundee. Okay, he didn't get that long, but hopefully we might see him today against Raith Rovers. So I would really, really like to see that. I want to see a lot of the younger team coming up, because it's what Celtic have always done, try to bring the youth players up and progress them and get them through. We've seen so many good players, KT being one of them, Callum McGregor being another, Jamesy Forrest. You know, these are all pivotal, really, really important players to Celtic. So it'd be good to get some more of these guys in the squad. So I'm really, what I have seen of Kenny, I'm really, really liking. So if we can try and work on him a wee bit more, give him a wee bit more game time, hopefully see him against Raith Rovers today, because I think that's a kind of ideal game for him to come in on, would be fantastic. Either to me, yeah, I understand what he says, not got your confidence quite yet. No, maybe not mine, but you can see he's starting to pick it up now. He's starting to take on that role. He knows that Kyogo's gone and that shirt is his to lose. So therefore, he's starting to pick up his game. I thought the last few games he was phenomenal. I thought the last few games he played really well. Not only is he starting to score goals, you're starting to see him really oppose his strength and pull defenders out the way, creating gaps. Really, really impressed with him. So hopefully he keeps that up. But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, Joe. I'm with you. Thank you very much, my man, for getting in touch. I really appreciate it. Let's head over to @theboysinthegreen. Thank you very much for getting in contact and see what they've got to say. If I had a job offer and you were my boss and you told me I have to do a month's lying time, I would tell you to bolt and just go or stay and take the piss for the month, knowing my heart's not in it and holding a grudge because you made me stay. It's a tough one, can't blame them for selling him, but definitely blame them for not replacing him. So I think what the boys in green is actually referring to is what I said in my video about the transfer. I actually said that I've got a business, and if somebody came up to me and they said that they wanted to leave, I would ask them to do their month's line time as they're under contract with me and try and give me time to find a replacement. So I think that's what we're getting on. I don't think I explained that properly. What I was actually meaning is that I get what you're saying there, the boys in green, that if you'd asked me to do a month, then I would probably just leave. Then that's fine. Then there's repercussions that come with that. That's what I mean. Now Kyogo seems to, I don't know what repercussions has happened with Kyogo. The guy was under contract. He's thrown his toys out the pram, so much so, and he's actually got to leave in January. Now, if he's under contract, then surely, then Celtic have said to him, look, you're under contract with us. Can you see it out till the summer? We'll be able to do better business and get you to another club in the summer. Right now, January's too short. We don't know if we can get anybody in. I don't know what's been said. I don't know if Celtic have said, okay, no problem, that's fine, we'll get you the move. And they've not delivered on that. But they've obviously tried to keep him. He's not wanted to stay, thrown his toys out the pram, and then got a wee bit happier when when Celtic have decided, right, okay, we'll move you on in January. But I do understand what you're saying, and the thing is with me, if you had just left with me, then there is a repercussion to that. You don't get paid. You won't get paid for that month's line time or whatever, couple of weeks line time that you've done when you first began, when you first started with the company. Then you won't be paid for that because you left. I just don't know what the repercussions are for Kyogo. There's plenty for us. We've lost our main striker. And then couldn't fulfil that position. So it is weaker. The team is weaker. There's no doubt in that. But I understand. I totally get what you're saying. I think the way that I put it before was I probably didn't say it right. What I meant was that, what's the repercussions of Kyogo leaving? Because he is under contract. You can't just throw your toys out the pram and just say, I'm going to down tools. You're a professional. You're a professional, so do your job. You're there to do a job. Not only that, Kyogo came out that game against Ross County. When he scored at Ross County, he came out on social media and said that he was looking forward to making the fans happy in 2025. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, he's gone. I don't know. But we're not going to keep on going over it. But the boys in green, thank you very much for your comment, my man, and getting involved in the channel. Keep them coming. I enjoy reading. Right, we're going to do one more comment and then we're going to leave it at that and we're going to push forward. But this one comes from Stuart Gillis 1327. I don't agree. KT signed, Jota back and Sloop in. Well clear in the league and realistically 2 more games in the Champions League. The board were always going to do their spending in this summer. First of all, Stuart, you don't have to agree with me, mate. That's exactly what it is all about, being a Celtic supporter. Some of us agree, some of us disagree, but it's always good to have a conversation about it. And I totally respect your view. You don't agree with me that the transfer window wasn't particularly a great one. KT, as you said, is signed. I agree. Brilliant. Brilliant to get KT in the door. Get him signed on a pre-contract. But that's exactly what it is. It's a pre-contract. If KT had been signed, and he was here at this present time in January, they had managed to make that happen. I know that's not all Celtic's fault because Arsenal, I know, are struggling with injuries and they could really do with KT. But he's not. He's not here. KT's not here. He is coming in the summer. So it is a great bit of business for the summer. You're absolutely correct. But KT is signed, but he's not here. So it doesn't help us right now. Jota back. None of us can complain with that. Jota coming back is a brilliant bit of business, and I said that in my last video, and I'll keep saying it. Signing Jota, getting him back, and the amount of money we've made off Jota, and he's only been away 18 months, and now we got him back in the door, and let's be honest, he's looking pretty good. Great bit of business, and then getting Sloop in there to sort of fill in that position till KT comes is fantastic. It is a great bit of business, and I said that we had to do something there. We understood that KT wouldn't be coming back until the summer, so we had to fulfill or strengthen in the left back position, and Sloop can play in the middle of the park as well, which is great, but we're not really needing anybody in the middle of the park. Middle of the park seems to be really strong at this present time. As you say, we're well clear in the league, and realistically 2 more games in the Champions League. Why does that have to be realistically that there's 2 more games? I understand we're up against Bayern Munich. It's a very, very tough team to beat. But we can beat any team at Celtic Park. We can beat any team at Celtic Park. I don't care. We've proven that so many times. Bayern Munich are a tough outfit. They're going to come to Celtic Park and they're going to make it incredibly hard. But why do we have to have that sort of defeatist attitude towards playing big clubs like that, well-known clubs, good clubs? Why do we have to have that defeatist approach, especially at Celtic Park? I know what our away record's like. We all know what our away record's like. But to have that approach at Celtic Park, we need to be taking a more positive attitude there. We can beat Bayern Munich at Celtic Park. Believe me, we can beat them. Is it going to be tough? It's going to be really tough. But we can do it. The board were always going to do most of their spending in the summer. That's obvious. The board normally do most of their spending in the summer. But listen, you let Kyogo go in January. He's the main striker. You have to get a replacement in. You have to get a replacement in. And if they've known for months and months and months, then there's plenty of time to do that. And they didn't do that. But listen, it is what it is. Stuart Gillis 1327, thank you very much for your comment. Keep them coming, my man. I enjoy reading them. But listen, moving on to the game today where Celtic take on Raith Rovers. We host Raith Rovers at Celtic Park today, with the kick-off being at 5:30 p.m, which is a fucking nightmare for me. I hate this 5:30 p.m. kickoffs, but we host Raith Rovers tonight in the next round of the Scottish Cup, with Celtic playing the way Celtic are playing. I can't see anything but a win. But it's going to be a struggle for Raith Rovers today, let's be honest, especially the way Celtic are playing right now. And if Celtic play the way that they did midweek, then Raith Rovers are going to find it incredibly difficult to break Celtic down. They know what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to play in that low block and try and hit Celtic on the break. But they're doing all right. They're in this round of the Scottish Cup, Raith Rovers, but they are sitting, I think, 7th in the Championship. But Raith Rovers have got a couple of good players, especially young Dylan Easton. Good wee player. He creates a lot, always looking to go forward and drive at the defence in the middle of the park there. But they've also got Finlay Pollock. He's a good wee left winger. But it's going to be a tough ask for Raith Rovers today. But listen, guys, if you're going to the game today, I will see you there. If you're not, I will see you tomorrow while I would do a match reaction on the game. But apart from that, guys, until the next one, stay safe out there. Hail, hail, Celtic family, and take it easy. Cheers.